Hi, everybody.
Oh, and we lost
And then we lost Avana.
Avana, come back.
Where are you?
Oh,
There she
here we
is.
go. I think we're live. Woo!
We are.
How about that?
When we went live, you disappeared.
Yes, the minute we were like, hi, and we're like, wait a minute, where's Avana?
It must have been okay because I came back at master number 11 seconds. So
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Right?
Perfect.
So here
It was
we
meant
are
to be.
tonight, the Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. I am hosting Avana Intuitive. We have Val with Dragonfly Crystals, Heather with Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts, Allie with Heart and Soul Connected, Marina with Heart Center Tarot, Shari with Voices from the Swamp, and Allyson from Aries Girl Tarot. So I just want to welcome everybody tonight. Hello.
Thanks, Avana.
Well, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for being here, everybody. I figured what I wanted to talk about tonight is a little bit of spiritual chit chat, just something that maybe we've come across, like whenever, that we just want to talk about for a minute, like a new way to shuffle cards, or you ran into something, or you went to an event that you were inspired by, or just something happened in your life, and just talk about it for a few minutes, and we can chat about it, whatever. But go through that and then pull cards. But I was going to get started with my dog Sarge. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to go right into this. My dog Sarge, he transitioned. He had his transition this past Friday, and I'm going to show you a picture of him. My handsome boy. I rescued him 4 years ago when he was 10 years old. And he also was a bonded pair. So I got his girlfriend, Bella. Bella's still with us. But Sarge is a very, very important part of my life. And it was time for him to go. Got to the point where he wasn't drinking or eating. So it was time for him to go on Friday. But I had one thing that happened with him a couple months ago. And I had two things that happened with him on Friday after he transitioned that I'd like to share. So the first thing was, a couple months ago, I was laying on the couch, navel gazing, watching TV, probably Bewitched reruns or something. And I noticed he walked by, and I know he has some dots on his back end. And I thought, are those like in the form of the Pleiadian constellation? I thought, let me take a picture of those. And then I'm going to look at that picture. I'll look at the constellation. I'll look at that picture. So I went to take a picture of him standing there, and I thought, this picture is going to be blurry. And I heard, just take the picture. And I said, okay. And I snapped the picture, but I knew it was going to be blurry. So I immediately lined myself back up, and I took another picture. And this is what I got, which is his back end with these dots. He's got like 7 dots over there on his back end. And I have yet to look, to see if those match up with the Pleiadian constellation. But a couple days later, this is the fascinating part for me. A couple days later, I was looking at my phone, and I thought I want to delete some of my pictures out of my phone. And I knew this blurry picture was in there. So I thought, let me go look at that picture, and I can just delete it. Well, don't you know, this is what I got. And this is the craziest picture because it's like a pink aura and there's like a gold orb. I'm sure you guys, this is not doing it justice. But anyway, here's his face down here, which is weird because I was looking at his back hip. And it turned out there's this pink and a gold orb going through it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Unfortunately, I had a better looking picture for you because it was so fascinating. And anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share it because I really think it's just his love or his aura of love, this pink color. He was
and I see an eye in there.
A what?
An eye.
Yeah.
Right by the spots. Like if you look where the spots are.
Well, here's the orb up here.
How it comes up, a little dark.
Yeah.
It looks like an eye.
It looks like something's looking at you.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take a better look at this. Oh, yeah. Anyway. I was just like, oh my God.
That's cool.
I just thought it was really cool. And him just telling me about, Mom, I love you. And I'm like, I love you too, Sargie. So he made his transition, and I was at the vets, and I was sitting in the parking lot, and I'm like, it was like 11 in the morning. I'm like, what do I do now? And I'm like, well, let me go get something to eat because Sarge would have wanted it that way because he was food motivated. He loved to eat. Yeah. So I said, okay, let me head out and get something to eat. And on the drive to the restaurant. I looked up in the sky, and this is my rendering of it, and I cannot draw, but I saw a wisp of clouds and a star, and this is kind of what it looked like. It was like a wisp of clouds right here, and then a star. I've never seen like clouds with like edges. I know that he was sending me a star. By the way, I love it. I love stars.
Across the river.
It was. I got goosebumps. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I do
Thank you for
too. Look at
validating
all
me,
beautiful.
because
Yeah.
I'm like, look at that star, and I'm like, I've never seen a cloud with hard edges, and I'm like, that's a star for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
The last thing I'll share with you that day, later on that night, my husband and I decided to get Chinese food, and we got done eating, and we got our fortune cookies, and this was a fortune cookie. This is the message I got, and I wrote on it. I says, I put from Sarji, and I put the date. You probably can't see it, but all it says is love.
Oh.
I have never gotten a fortune that just says one word like that.
Yeah.
That was another message. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. Some special moments with my Sarge, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I want
to throw something in there for you, Avana, because this afternoon, normally I don't get to catch it because I'm at work, but
yeah.
I didn't go in today. So I was able to catch Debbie Freebird Spirit live on her afternoon show.
Yeah.
And she was wearing one of her new merch items, which is a baseball cap that all it says on it is love.
Aww. That is a great merchandise item, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're talking about, with love, and it just hit me. Yeah, I just saw that. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. So I do want to say hi to a few people. I see Starlight Tarot 2023 here. Hello, Amanda Carroll, Oil Painter, Teacher Barbara, Dream Detective Kate. Let's see who else. Scorpio Mama. Hello. And I don't know if I said Amanda Carroll, but I think I did. So hello to everybody. Who else am I missing? Oh, and Ann Simpson just popped in. So thank you for joining us. So I don't know who wants to go next to share. Okay, Val.
I think you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Val.
I'm muted, and
Hi,
now I just wanted to talk about light codes and light language just for a minute, because I mean, to me, it's the most profound thing that is really being an active thing on the planet now. And I watched Ally's channel, and she had this gorgeous lady who did light language in vocals or through sound, and the vibration and information coming from that sound and that vibration is phenomenal. I mean, it'll put you down. You'll have to lay down on the couch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
look at Ally's channel and find that to find out about that, because I mean, it's on there free.
I know. She's really fabulous. She's been on a couple of times. So there's 3 videos actually that I have with different songs on them. But she's also available if you want her to come onto your channel. And she's just a doll. She really, Dina is her name. So if you want to know her email or whatever, let me know.
Thank you for that, Allie.
Absolutely.
And also there's many different ways that this light codes are coming through. And another way is through the people channel, the words and hand gestures that go along with this light language. And I know there's JJ out there, and there's there's also Soul Healing, who is another great one out there. But you can just look and find people out there on YouTube and get free light language on their YouTube channels. And it is transformational. That's my own what happened for me energetically. It just raises your vibration up so much, and I can't tell you enough how for me it was profound. And I really wanted to share that so everyone understood. Get out there and
excellent
some vibrational stuff. I mean, there are other ways that the light language comes in. I can't think of them now. Some play music, some sing, some channel, the light code.
John Binney plays music. He has written one song every day for the last like 200 and something day. His name is John Jon Binney, and he also is fabulous.
Yeah, I subscribe to his channel actually.
Yes, yeah, he's really good.
Oh,
There
I'll
are
take
a
a look.
ton of people out there. Google it and find your people and start listening
Yeah.
to it. It's amazing.
It's good for your vibration. Thanks, Val. Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
And actually, if I can, I'm just going to fall right behind Val because that was what I was going to talk about. Because this past year, I started working with JJ, and she just introduced a friend of hers. I think that's the person you mentioned, Val. I can't pull the name of the
Source
Channel,
Healing,
but her name is Heather too.
Heather Source Healing, yes.
And
Yes.
when she does her light language, it was like, oh my God, it sounded like Italian. It was like Middle Eastern. I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God. So yes,
Jump
check
all
her
over
out.
the energy.
It's like, oh my God, I know. But for me, working with JJ, the language was struggling, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's not meant to be maybe a vocal language. Maybe I haven't found it yet. But then when I was sick for a while and I was laying down, I was, just trying to work. I was just doing, not laying, but working on my art and stuff. I had this thought come to me that say, well, why can't your art be light language? Because when you spin all the colors together on the prism, what do you get? You get white light.
You definitely have light.
So
Yeah.
for me,
No doubt.
that's something that has stuck with me. It's resonating with me. How I'm going to do it with readings, I'm not sure. But in the meantime, I have my crystals. Like for tonight, I brought out my decks that have to do with color. The Prism Oracle, the Secret Language of Color. And so that whole world was opened up to me by JJ. When she did that one for me. And so when you mentioned light language, it was just like, oh wow, I have to, perfect segue. So
And I love
I'll be exploring that more.
through art. I think that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
Wow,
love
that's
that.
great.
that was my little bit of share that I wanted to.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I want to say hi to Ann Simpson and Cat Mama Meows Dewdrop is in the house. Hello.
Hello.
And Create Love. And I don't know who wants to go next.
I'll go. It's not, it's a little different. I was trying to think about what I wanted to say today. And I was thinking back on being a young woman and when I was first, becoming metaphysical, I guess. And I remember asking myself, at least, and maybe I mentioned it to somebody else, what if the partner I'm supposed to have doesn't live in my state or my city, or how am I going to find this person? And I remember thinking that it was like, this person is out there. How, and we didn't have the internet. We didn't have anything. We had nothing.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So,
We were in the
So,
dark ages.
Yeah.
right. It was a dark age. So move forward to 3 failed marriages and because I couldn't find the right one. But anyway, February of 2000, I was coming home from teaching and I came to Barnes and Noble and pulled in, because I always go in the bookstores, and it said you can write your own book and have it published through this community. And it was like, wow. And that was the very first year they did that, I think. They said, so you can go here and sign up and blah, 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 and talk to other writers. So I went home. I got on my laptop that was brand new, and I put that in. And it said, you can talk with other writers in the writers chat room. Click here. So I clicked this box, and I get into the chat, or whatever it was, the room. And this other person in the room, who was only identified as K. Martin, says, "Oh, hi, I've been waiting for you." And I said, "Oh, hi," And he had just gotten in there, and he had written a book, and he wanted to talk about his book. And he said that it was about Russian history. And I went, "Oh my God, I love Russian history." And I'm talking to him. And I said, we talked a little for a little while, and I said, please let me know when your book comes out. I'd like to read it. You know, there was nobody else in the chat room. And the chances of going into this chat room and meeting somebody that lived in another state and would eventually be my husband only tells you that you just can't tell what is going to be.
You're giving me the chills.
Yeah. I've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
And his language and everything about it was like, wow, you know. So I just thought it was cool because
awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Allie.
Sure.
I mean, that is the most random. You better do.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when those things happen. Well, that is guided.
You got to listen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's Spirit saying hello.
And how easy Spirit made it.
Although I had to
it
wait
just
so many
happened.
years, because it was 73 that I said it in 2000. So it took me a few years, but we had to be at the right place and the right time.
Exactly.
Wow. It all fell into place.
Thank you,
So
Allie.
that's my story.
All right. I got Marina.
Well, I guess
Shari,
I'll go next. We seem to be going in order. That works.
Okay.
That works. Yeah. Mine is a bit of a story in that you know, some of the most profound lessons that we learn are things that we view in retrospect, and we can see what the message was and how clear the message was and so on. So this was years ago. I was living in Nova Scotia, and just outside of Halifax, there was like a fairground, whatever. Anyway, they were having camping and RV show, and it was a big show. And this particular afternoon, my then husband and I, along with a couple of friends, decided that that would be a good place for us to go. So we went in, you know, we're looking at things and chatting at things, and we're in this one particular RV. It's very, very nice RV, very nicely done. And this old fella came in, and he kind of looked disheveled. He kind of looked like he certainly didn't belong there. You know, his jeans had seen better days. And anyway, he just really kind of was out of place. Excuse me. And so he's approaching the salesman, and he says, so what all comes with this rig? And the salesman is kind of like, you know, okay, I'll play your silly game. He said, oh, well, pretty much everything that you see comes with it. Okay, says the fella. Do the dishes come with it? Because they had it all set up like for someone to be in there. And the salesman says, you know, if you're interested in it, I'll make sure the dishes come with it. And the fella says, okay, then. Would you take a check? And by now, all of us are paying attention, right? Like, you know, it looks like you don't have 2 cents to rub together and you want to write a check for this. Okay. So the salesman kind of gives him a sideways glance, and he says, well, I'll tell you what. If the check clears, the dishes are in the deal. So the guy takes out, he had one check folded in his pants pocket. He takes it out. He makes out the check. And my then husband and our friends were kind of looking at each other like, okay, we're not going anywhere. We got to see how this ends. Like, you know?
Gotta see the end of the story.
Yeah.
So the salesman goes off, and, you know, we're doing our little thing. And it's probably about 10, 15 minutes later that the salesman comes in. And he says, well, sir, yeah, the check cleared. So when would you like to take possession? And the man says, well, she's bought and paid for. I figure now is a good time. And I don't know about anybody else, but I thought, oh my God, talk about judging a book by its cover. Talk about assumptions.
Uh-huh.
That,
Yeah.
yeah, that, by looking at someone, I had already mapped out his life and what he was all about.
Yeah.
Right. And it was totally the opposite. And it really kind of pushed me back on my heels a little bit to think, look, you better be careful about judging people and about assumptions and things like that. So that moment has stuck with me, just like several other moments that have been learning lessons in my life. That
Right.
one, yeah, I can instantly go back there. So yeah, that was kind of like a bit of a spiritual moment in terms of learning.
Yep.
Yep.
Something like that happened to Michael J. Fox and his wife when they were very young. They were in Vermont and they wanted to buy a house, and they asked if a realtor would take them out, and they weren't dressed fancy. They had jeans with holes in them and everything. And so the realtor was like, sure, I'll let this lady help you. And so, they went out and they did everything they needed to do, and they decided to buy a house cash. And, it was like 300, 400 at the time, $500,000. And that real estate agent really had to learn a lesson the hard way on that one. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lost out on that commission.
Yeah.
You could never judge anybody by how they look.
No.
Yes.
I wear jeans with holes in them, and I never look like I'm decked out to go somewhere. That's how I am. Like I'm Kingston, that's how I look. So, it's funny.
Yeah.
My husband and I went to the car dealership when we bought. We went like that. That's how we are.
Good for you.
We bought a very top of the line BMW SUV, and it was like that same kind of story.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah, and then on the flip side,
They
some
had
people
to
look
make
really
a
well
trip to the
dressed.
bank.
And, just
You
don't know, really.
met my husband to the bank because that's
Yeah.
how,
Just judge in general. I've been judged so many times. So
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
it just
yeah.
Yep.
people have no clue.
Mhm. That's very true.
And I've been like that. I'll be honest. I've been very judgeful now. I noticed it too again yesterday when I was in Wegmans waiting to get my prescription. I saw somebody go by and I'm like, oh, I bet you they're a Trumper. And I was like, Heather, stop it. Just because of his age,
Yeah.
how he was dressed. I mean, because we have so many here, but that didn't give me the right to make that judgment.
Yeah.
And so I have been really trying to stand back and say, okay, this is exactly what they want. They want, and I'll be the first to admit I need to stop that. But it's gotten to the point where, sometimes you don't feel safe. You feel like at any moment you're going to be disrespected or something is bad's going to happen. And so when I see these people, I have to keep reminding myself that, in the event of emergency, if something bad happened to you, even if they would be there to help you, and I would be there to help them.
Yeah.
And so my lesson with going on with Marina's story is to stop judging people before I even know who they are because of, of politics and stuff. It's it's something I really need to work on.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
Or, and this is something I admittedly, because I'll admit anything. I did this recently with somebody in Val, about this, but with somebody that's come into my life very recently. And it's not like I've dwelled on it, but it did float through my thought process because it's somebody I don't really know yet. And I did think to myself, oh God, I hope he's not a Republican.
It's getting worse because of the last 4 years, I think. Yeah.
Based on a couple other things that I do know about him, it had me just thinking, oh, geez, I hope not, And I'm not saying that I had decided anything, but, and the brain chatters, the brain talks, but it's our responsibility to tell, shut up and sit down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Well, before we move on here, I do want to say hi to Pierrette White. She's here tonight.
Hi,
And
Pierrette.
to
Hi,
Laura.
Brett.
Oh, Hypnicity is here. And to Laura Fahey, she says, my little nephew, well, he's just turned 30. He's in the hospital. He's disabled. But anyway, was on the phone with him, sending prayers and love. And I'm sharing my tape that I was on. So I'm not exactly sure of some of that message, but if we could just send some prayers.
Send love and light to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to her nephew. That would
Absolutely.
be appreciated. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Linda Sandoval, who also pops into our chats, and she subscribed to a lot of us. She sent me a message today stating that her son had a stroke and that he was in the hospital. And so at some point I wanted to mention,
Sure.
that, send Linda's son,
Absolutely.
energy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
She says he's lost all feeling and control of she says left side. So
Yeah. Sending love and light to him.
Send out love to her too. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And I just also want to say hi to Bosin is here. And Shari, if you're ready.
You want me to go next? Okay.
Absolutely.
Mine's kind of off in another direction. I'm gonna try to get through without crying. Some of y'all already kind of know the story. I've shared some of it before. As most of you know, my mom had severe dementia, and towards the end, it was really, really, really bad. And about a couple of weeks before she went into hospice care, she had one of those days where she just cried all day. She didn't know why she was crying. She didn't know what upset her. She couldn't express it. And it was frustrating for me because I'm wanting to comfort her, but don't know how, because it just, no matter what I did or said, it would just make her cry harder. And so I finally got her to lay down on the sofa, take a little nap. And while I sat next to her and just kind of held her hand and just sat there, and after a little while, she got back up and she was still crying, still upset, didn't know why. And at one point I was like, Mom, I don't know what else to do for you. And all of a sudden she kind of like whipped her head around and looked at me dead on. And it wasn't the mom I had been taking care of for the last few years. It was my mom from before. She looked at me and she says, I don't want to be like this anymore. And then boom, she was gone. And then in that moment, I mean, not dead gone, but it's like she was back into wherever it is the mind goes. And in that moment, I knew that with dementia and Alzheimer's patients, people that have that kind of illness, they're still in there. They still know what's going on, and they just can't get out.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, that spirit, whoever, just let her come out and speak to me. And then within 2 weeks, she had a massive stroke, was in the hospital, and then went straight into hospice care. Where 2 months later, she died. And it was just that fast towards the end there. But I was always thankful that I had that one little sentence from her, letting me know that I don't want to be this way anymore. She was aware of the condition she was in. Somewhere deep inside, she knew what was going on. So in a sense, it was a comfort that she knew, but at the same time, it was also heartbreaking to know that she knew and couldn't do anything about it either. She was just lost. And I'm going to embarrass Allie again because I've said this to her before. The first time I ever asked for a reading on Did My Mom Have a Message for Me was Allie and Susan Lynn. And before Susan could draw breath to answer the question, Allie just looks up out of the blue and says, she says to tell you she remembers everything. Now, that was before anybody knew that she had died from dementia. I had not mentioned it at this point to anyone. And it floored me at that point. It was like, okay, you're psychic, whether if you want to admit it or not. Back then, at that time, she was refusing to admit that she was. But, and in a way, this kind of fits in with don't judge a book by its cover, because we don't know what's inside. We don't know what this person has gone through, and just it was that reassurance in that last few moments before she was kind of taken out of our life, before she died, that it was the comfort of knowing that, yeah, she knew we were there. She knew we were taking care of her.
Yeah.
And she knew that she didn't want to be that way anymore. And
Yeah.
it was a real impetus for me for she passed. And then within like 6 months, the lockdown hit.
Yeah.
And that's when I found this community. And so I always felt like I was more open to finding everyone here because of what happened then. It opened my mind up to the point of saying, okay, I need to find, I didn't even know what to ask for. I need to find is where the question stopped. And Spirit brought me to right here, and
That's beautiful.
so,
And you
and I
have
did it
us
without
now.
crying.
Yeah.
Brand new family of sisters. You have us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're part of our family.
Yes. Yes, you are, Shari. Thank you for sharing that. That was very special.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah. All right, Allyson, are you ready?
And Shari, I just want to say, being around Alzheimer's, I mean, I didn't take care of my mother with it, but my dad, who I'm not even in contact with, but his wife's mother, my grandma Leah, who I was, I knew her quite well as a child, and she ended up like that. And I saw her on the weekends and whatever, and it was very hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
My sister took care of her. I mean, I remember it extremely well. And my mom is a nurse, and I remember my mom trying to kind of like, and this is my mom talking about my dad's new wife's mom, her just trying to explain to me, and it's really hard to be around. My sympathies to you that being your mom. Man.
Yeah, and the fact that I was in the medical field for over 30 years, I understood what was going on. I understood the mechanics of it. Even during the 10 years that we were taking care of her ourselves, there were still those days when I yelled at her or got mad at her or got frustrated with her, just because I had a bad day or she was being particularly obstinate at that moment. I mean, and you think back after the fact and think, God, how could I have acted that way or been like that? And it's like I have to stop myself and say no. That was just a human moment.
You're human
Dealing with it, and
every day is different.
And it's a comfort to know, because I've had several people, some asked and some not asked, who have come to me in private and said, I had your mom wants you to know, and they would tell me something that only she would have known to have said. So it kind of was validation for me that she was aware, she knew what was going on, and she knew she was loved. And I think that's more important. I look at some of these people. We used to do tours at the retirement homes, the old folks home, they would call it. Back years ago when I could still sing and I was in a singing group, we would go make visits and go sing, especially at the holidays. And you'd see some of these folks there that their family, either they had no family left or they had a family that just didn't have the time to spend with them or want to deal with them, because of whatever their issue was. And it used to just break my heart when we would go and see some of these old people. I would bring my son, who was a young boy at the time, and one of the other ladies was there. She had a daughter the same age. And the third lady had a newborn who was under a year old the last year we did it. And all they wanted to do was to hold the baby or hug our kids, and once we told the kids, just think of them like your grandparents. And they would skip around the room and hug and kiss them on the cheeks. And and the baby would get passed around it, and it would make their whole day to have a couple of kids in there that were more than willing to be hugged and touched and kissed on, and a baby to hold. And yeah, it you can get a lot from that, especially with forgotten people. Is how I always thought of them, as just forgotten people. And I want to make sure I don't ever forget them.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Shari.
Yeah, thank you, Shari. I want to say,
sorry, Allyson.
just
I bumped in on your time.
and Kiba Lions and Bora Bora, and I know I'm missing some people here, but I hope I'm not. But Allyson, are you ready?
I am. And thank you for the suggestion. I read your email a couple times, and those of you watching, you know, we have our turns, and then, you know, we decide what we're each going to talk on, and we let the others know, you know, before we have the actual live and all of that. So anyways, so the cool thing about what you suggested, Avana, is I thought of numerous things, much to my surprise, but all of them were kind of big. And so I added to my list of ideas for whenever it's my turn to host. So that.
That's good.
Yeah, but I did end up thinking of something like you were talking about, something to just kind of throw in. And what I actually decided on was, and it kind of piggybacks onto a show that I already did, just a little bit. So I had done, I don't know, a few months or a few weeks back when it was my turn, and I talked about my ancestor altar, and I just thought of something that I wanted to share that's kind of cool, because you said just like a spiritual thing, or, you know, whatever we wanted. So for those of you that don't know, just really, really quickly, I started an ancestor altar about 6 months ago, maybe more like 7 months ago, and I've really enjoyed doing it, and da 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 da. So that video's there on probably most of our channels if anybody wants to watch that. So, and I mentioned on there that I had also done some ancestry stuff and da 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 da. So something interesting that's happened, and I'm going to try to, I'm not even really sure what all I want to share with this, but there is a couple little cool things. So I'll try to just keep this kind of small. So I found some ancestors, of course, that I didn't even really know of, right? We all do, right?
Yeah.
But you'll notice, or I did anyway, some of them just kind of call to you,
Yeah.
right? Or you're something about them, the way they look, or something that they did in their life, or, you know, you hear some snippet information about them or whatever, right? So for me, my dad, like I already said, somehow, I've chosen to not have a relationship with him anymore, but his mother, my grandma Jenny, I was always pretty close to her. And, she's an interesting character. I won't go into that, but her parents, come to find out, and I had always heard a little bit about, I think I told Val a little bit about this, but anyhow, her parents dabbled in what I'm just going to call woo-woo. Okay. Which is very, very cool. Right.
Yeah.
There's rumors and some stories and whatever, and I won't even go down that winding road. But there was some stuff there, and some of it was cast kind of in a dark light, but I know for certain, as well as in my gut, and I've read on it, but in my gut, it's because people didn't understand. There was nothing wrong with what they were doing at all. And what it really all boils down to was my grandma, I'm going to say it was witchcraft, just modern, you know, folk magic type witchcraft that a lot of people did. But there was also some seance type stuff. He was a medium, blah, 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 blah. Again, I'm going to stop because I'll start going down that wandering road. And it was both of them, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah, that's really
grandma.
cool.
Yeah.
And anyway, so this is them. This is Viola Clifford.
I love that.
So they were, yeah. So
they look like one of my aunt and uncles.
So very, very cool. And then wait a minute. Yeah. So my grandma Viola here, her father his father, so my great grandpa Joseph, when I had a reading with Scott, he told me he gave me a date, he gave me a name, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I did my research. It was right around the time I started doing all the ancestry stuff. Well, this is him.
Nice.
With my grandma Anna. Anyhow, so I made the altar. I had already made the altar, blah, 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 whatever. And had reached out to both of them, this, that, whatever. Well, last October, out of nowhere, I felt like when I just started looking into all of this stuff, I'm going to jump around a little bit, but I'll get right to my point, is that he reached out to me on his birthday and gave me the nudge to go out to the cemetery.
Wow.
On his birthday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not kidding.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta be kidding when I figured that out, right? So I knew he was chatting in my ear, and I'd always felt kind of drawn to her, and like I loved her name, Viola.
Yeah.
Viola, it comes from violet, blah, 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 like ever since I was a little kid, all this kind of stuff. So there was that, and then Scott had told me about this grandfather. Well, so, and again, I'll pull this all together. The job that I've had for the last many years, 7-8 years, I've been in the fitness industry a really, really long time. Okay. 20 years, right? Personal fitness trainer, gym rat, and then I was a personal fitness trainer online through a fitness company doing basically like physical therapy, blah, 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 blah. I've been doing this for ages. The company that I worked for went out of business because as a result of COVID, right? That's the nutshell of it, right? Well, what am I going to do now? I'm so tired of the fitness industry, right? I don't have a degree. So I decided, and I have a lot of money squirreled away for different reasons. I'm very, frugal and this and that, whatever, but I still have to be working. I'm in my early 50s, right? I'm not married and whatever. Not that you need to be married. Anyhow.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I was out, and I've been kind of milling this around in my head for, a week or two, whatever. And I do a lot of thinking when I'm walking my dogs. I promise this is coming to an end. So I'm out walking my dogs one day, and I live down the street from the school, just down the street. So I'm out walking my dogs, and we're walking down the sidewalk, and we're walking around, and it like does a big loop. There's like a turnaround next to the school, and that's where all the school buses line up. Walking by, and I'm watching all the school buses line up, I was looking at it, I was like, and I've always had this thing about the school bus. I always thought the school bus was cool. Don't ask me why, right? I thought to myself, I wonder what it takes to drive a school bus. Because I live in Ann Arbor, right? I'm probably be saying that, but you guys already know that. The jig is up. So anyways, I'm looking, and I'm like, I wonder, so there was a girl on her bus, and she was waiting, right? They're all lined up waiting for the elementary to let out, or the middle school. So I talked to one of the gals on her bus, and I just asked her a couple questions and whatever. Sure enough, they're hiring. Oh, really? Yeah, they're hiring. Right? I'm like, okay. And so I went back, and I looked into it later that day or the next day or whatever. It's a whole hiring process. You got to get your commercial driver's license. It's a whole 3-month process, whatever. They pay really well, unlike in a lot of other areas, and it's because of where I live. I ended up looking into it. Long story made short, I did it. I did the whole process. I got certified. Nobody can believe that I'm actually doing this. They're like, she's a school bus driver. It's like, yeah, I know. And anyway, so I went through that whole thing. And, but during the time that I was doing that or considering doing that, I was also halfway kind of sort of looking at the post office, because you get all these great benefits. Yes, the post office, nobody really wants to be there, but they actually pay pretty well. It's not as good as the other, but you have benefits. It's all year long, whatever.
I used to deliver. Mm-hmm.
So, so come to find out, all at the same time with some paperwork that I acquired from a cousin of mine not that long ago, my grandpa Clifford was a school bus mechanic right back when school buses
Oh my
started.
God.
Really involved in it, was really digging it. School buses have actually been around even longer, but when they
Yeah.
started
Wow.
taking on the shape that they are now, the engines came more defined, the whole braking system, all of that, and they really truly became more like what they are now. So he was a mechanic in like the late 40s and 50s,
Oh,
a
that's
school
awesome.
bus mechanic.
Yeah.
Wow.
My great great grandpa Joseph was the he was the, oh God, now I'm forgetting the title. He was chief honcho at the post office where he lived in Canada.
Was he the postmaster?
Yes, he was the postmaster.
Postmaster. There you go. Yeah.
He was the postmaster in, I want to say it was oh, the name's escaping me. I should have.
Chester Basin?
Chester, it's Chester something. And it's in, it'll come to me later. I can't think what it is.
Oh, he's whispering
Anyways,
in your
that
ear.
grandfather was the postmaster. The other one was a school bus mechanic. And that's why I was like, both of these things.
So you like combined all this energy.
Getting all of it from them.
And then I was in the fitness industry for 20 years. It's like, why in the heck am I thinking about working at the post office and also thinking about being a school bus driver? And it's because of these two grandfathers that I got chirping in my ear, hanging around.
Yep.
I love it.
And but I just thought that was really interesting. I found that out recently. It all just kind of lined up, and I thought that was super cool. And,
I think that's super cool
maybe
too.
maybe
Totally.
the one has maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it. I just don't really, because I found another
Too much synchronicity in that to not
Yeah.
line up.
Absolutely.
something else has developed recently that made me think maybe that had something to do with the school bus thing. But I know I'm supposed to be there.
Awesome.
So, and it's not forever. I've already figured that out. I knew that ahead of time. It was part of it was the challenge because it is a big certification process.
Yeah.
And all this
That's
testing and obstacle course and all this crazy. There's a lot. There's a lot. And
Well, they don't want you running
That's
over
an
kids.
awesome story.
there's like 3 layers to the whole, just the school bus portion that's separate from the commercial driver license, blah, blah. Anyways, yeah. So I just thought
You need a medal because I could never be a school bus driver. I'd want to throttle everybody.
Yeah. That's what it is.
and thank you for mentioning that. It's very, very, very important.
Very stressful. Yeah.
To be.
I could only drive forward. I could never back it up. So if I could only have to
Me
drive
too.
forward, I'd be fine.
Not supposed to ever back up the bus.
Oh, okay.
There's a huge
That's a
line
good thing
on-
then.
do it under very specific situations, and you have to have somebody else involved, and yeah, it's
Okay.
a whole big deal. Yeah.
That makes
The obstacle
Wow.
course, we did have to go around it in reverse using your mirrors.
Oh.
Yeah.
When my late husband was 16 in high school, one of his cousins owned the school buses for the local schools, and their driver got fired for drinking on the job while driving the school kids. And so he came by the house where, my husband was 16 years old. He came by the house to complain to his dad. They were talking, I got to find a driver, and da 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 da. And my husband was like, yeah, I can drive one of those. What's the big deal? And he was like, okay, come show me. So he went with his cousin, drove the bus around the block and back, came back, and the next day he was driving the school bus
There you go.
for the elementary kids, and then would go to high school, drive the bus to the high school.
Yeah, there's a huge, like the safety alone. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and just all this, and we're drug tested regularly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
No
Mhm.
drinking,
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah.
I mean, it's a big deal. Which is why I'm like, I was glad. It's like they're paying you, and
They're lucky to have you. Yeah. I
And-
know there's a shortage.
yeah,
of school bus drivers. Yeah.
it's challenging in certain ways. It's rewarding in other ways, and again, it's just for now. But it was, I don't know, it was kind of also like just a personal challenge as well. I don't know, I can't even explain it, but like I said, in hindsight, I'm like, okay, these
Yeah.
two
Really?
grandpas that
Well,
follow
while
me
we
around.
have a minute here, I just wanted to thank some people coming in. First of all, I
And I'm
wanted to
done.
thank
Thank
Create Love for the donation. That was very nice. Thank you.
Thank
Sharon
you.
Sight, thank you. Nancy Sam, Grande 7777, and then there's Twisted Sushi Quantum Love Pearl. So I just wanted to say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody.
You know, if anybody's interested in pulling any cards or anything, if anyone, you know, wants to pull a few cards, if anyone has any questions for us, we can certainly pull a card or two before we wrap up here. So wait and see if anyone would like a reading. But Allyson, that is the most fascinating story. Truly, it is. I mean, it's like you're combining the energy.
I still can't even. I can't believe any of it. But
yeah,
the reality is what's happening. And I probably will end up back in fitness at some point. Maybe, I don't know. But
she's excellent.
And it's fun. It's fun.
She's giving me great advice behind scenes with nutrition,
Me too.
diet, and everything. She is one smart cookie.
Oh,
yeah, that's nice.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Any question I have, I run to her now. Allyson.
And every time I cheat and drink a Coke, I hear her in my head saying, "It's sugar.
Yep.
Get rid of sugar."
Living rent-free inside your head, Shari.
Sorry about that. I just got kicked right out. I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah,
1
I
minute
don't
I'm
know
here,
either.
then 1 minute the internet kicks me out. So I apologize.
Oh, well, don't worry
We're just
about
playing
it.
musical boxes. It's the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allie is now Alice. Remember, they always put Alice in the middle. The housekeeper.
Oh,
And the Brady Bunch.
Well, that's my real name. It's Alice Lee. So yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. I don't
didn't
like
know that.
Sam though. Sam the butcher doesn't do it for me.
No.
No.
That's funny.
Now that was my
Scorpio
mother's
Mama
nickname
said
was
that she
Sam
would
because
like
her
a
initials
card.
are spelled S-A-M.
Yeah.
Scorpio Mama here says she would like a card. We want to pull a
Alrighty.
card for her. Whoa, I just stole all my cards. I'll be right back.
You're going to mute so you can hear me shuffling. So there was no specific question from Serena, Scorpio Mama? Just a
I
regular
think just to
general?
put like a card. Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
so. Unless somebody sees one, please help me with the chat here. Cat Mama Meow, if you want to say, you said you have a question. If you want to type your question in.
There was somebody else that wanted a card. It was Grande 7777.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. And Jules Niner.
Oh, it says only my guess. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Jules Niner and Grande 77.
Okay, well, I'll go.
Yeah,
I
please do.
pulled my card. Okay, so this is from a new deck. It's called the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. And it's a lot of fun. What it is, whoops, let me see if I can get the glare off of that. It's the 9 of Cups. Okay, so what I got from that, and you got to see this. I mean, she's sitting there. She's got that look on her face.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm here. I'm in
Yeah.
control. I got this. Y'all sit back. So what I'm getting from that, Scorpio Mama, is, yeah, what you're working on right now, what you have in terms of an idea is, yeah, that's your go-ahead card. That's your go-ahead and do it. There is also a message here at the bottom of it. Let me just read that. And it says, wishes coming true, contentment, satisfaction, success, achievement, recognition, and pleasure. So, yeah, absolutely. What you're working on is going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just remember us when you hit it big.
Yeah. Scorpio
So-
Mama, I got the Queen of Earth here for you. And it says generous or gracious, practical, and capable. So I'm going to really that's why I followed off of you, Marina. I'm sorry if I cut anyone off there. But boy, when I got this Queen of Earth, I'm like, yeah, whatever you're working on, you are ready to go with it. So,
Yeah. I mean, I got the same thing. I have surrendered to your full power.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I pulled from Lady G's new deck that she created. This one is, I don't know if you can really see it. It's like a dragon of sorts. To me, it symbolizes spirituality,
Nice.
along with an anchor, which is telling you to ground yourself in your spirituality. And you do that with knowledge from the books. So whatever it is you're working on, you're gaining your knowledge, you're grounding yourself in it, and you're increasing your spirituality and what you want to learn and what you want to do.
Yeah.
And Scorpio Mama, this is about coming together. It can be seen as a soulmate card, but this is more a feeling of coming together with community, coming together with others and working with them, cooperation, and you coming from the heart.
Yeah.
And that's the energies of the now for you.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted. I have 2 cards for you, Serena. I actually have bronze. Strengthen your body. So, as we all know, Serena's been trying to have another child. And so I feel like this is a card letting you know that strengthen your body, making sure you're eating healthy, making sure you're taking your vitamins, making sure that, getting plenty of water, just making sure that you are eating and living healthy, and not just physical wise, but also our spiritual, our emotional, our mental, that all affects our body as well. So making sure everything is all in a positive, healthy mindset. And the second card I got from the Gemstone Guardians is Amethyst, and this goes with what Shari had to say, because this is talking about peace and balance. So expansion is not in resistance, but in the embrace of the unexpected. So make sure that keep your body and your mind, everything strong and in balance. And those are my cards. I know they'll resonate. So
Allyson.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I pulled from the Sonia Chiquette Trust Your Vibes deck. So I got Be Generous. This is about giving freely as much as you can, whether it be to people that you know that are in need or not. It's as much for you as it is for the other person to be generous. And that can be with whatever, your time, money, giving away things that you don't need that somebody else may need. It's just generosity in general. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. I could go on and on, but I'm sure anybody would understand what I'm saying. So, but be generous.
Okay. I'm pretty sure everybody read Scorpio Mama. I hope that resonates with you. I'm going to bring up Grande 7777. And when I said if somebody wants us to pull a card, they've said me. So I'm going to assume you just pull a card for them.
And just want to mention before I lose it and forget it, is Oil Painter is asking Shari, can you tell us the name of the deck from Lady G?
Oh, she didn't have a name for it. It's like this is what the front of the deck looks like. You buy it directly from her. It's not in the stores or anything.
Okay.
If you're interested, I'll post on my channel where you can reach her to get. Matter of fact, she's going to be on with me this Sunday, so she's going to be my guest again. But she created it's kind of a cross between a tarot deck, an oracle deck, and a Lenormand deck. And she did all the pictures herself. She either painted them, took the pictures, or whatever. So it's all her artwork that she's done. There's even pictures of her pets in here and whatnot. I don't think she has an official name for the cards, just Lady G's cards.
I'm glad she's
And I was like one of the first the first 7 that she got the batch for. And I was one of the ones that got the first 7 cards that came out. So
Oh, that was nice.
and,
Okay.
yeah, so and I'm learning to read them because they're strictly intuitive. There's no directions, no guide, no naming of them. You just, whatever you draw from that picture is what you go with. And so sometimes it tells me one thing and sometimes it tells me something else.
Yeah, that's actually a good
So
way
I
to
just
read
go
them.
with what I'm feeling. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Tangy cards.
but it's small, it fits in
Yeah.
your hand, so it's really easy to shuffle
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that
handle.
helps. Yeah.
And it's a good cardstock, but it's flippy enough that you can, it's not like real stiff and you can't shuffle, there's enough flexibility in it. So, and I think she's selling them for 40, 45, and that includes shipping.
That's not too
So
bad.
it's just you pay one flat rate and she ships them to you, and they come in a what did I do with it? They come in a she was sending them in these little plastic cases.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
So
All right. Anybody have a card here for Grande 7777?
Oh,
I have a great one, Talisman. And this card demonstrates, Grande, that you have all the wisdom you need going forward. This is about, look at that beautiful road ahead of you. You're prepared. You have the tools. Go forward.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful card.
I get the magic lamp.
Oh, I love it.
Your wishes will be fulfilled. You're manifesting. Just work on your manifesting and rub that lamp.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'm going to follow with Allie because I got the color gold. Attract abundance, and I have to pull a crystal card now with these to go with them, and it says to be able to do this, rhodonite, New Balance. So remember, when you get moments where you feel that scarcity or how am I going to manifest, what I need, just remember, one deep breath in and one deep breath out, making sure that you're connected with all that is. So that's my cards for you.
Yep. And I'm going to follow Heather because I got the 4 of air, which says take time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide the answers. So you're well on your way. But you know what? If you feel like you're not on your way or you take a misstep or whatever, it might be time to just meditate and take a break and take a breath. So there you go.
You're muted.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And I'd get grounded, which goes right along with all of that.
Meditation. Yep.
According to this, I don't know, who knows, whatever, but it's saying you're not grounded. That's what this card means. So it's about getting grounded. However you do that, we all have our own ways. If you have no clue, a good way to do that is to get outside, walk around on the grass, take your shoes off if you can where you live. I'll do it regardless of temperature, but not everybody's like me. Go hug a tree, play with your dog, anything that's going to bring you back to, grounding in, plant some flowers, even if it's in the house. Well, you could do a house plant, do it outside. But in my opinion, the best way to get grounded is to do something outside. Yes, you can do it in the house, but it's better to do it outside. That's my two. But
oil, earthing. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I got the Ace of Pentacles. I swear I'm going to find a way to show. Okay, there you go. That's a little better. The Ace of Pentacles. You can see that walkway, that bridge that's going straight forward. So you are on your way to manifesting what you need. And also the Moon card. These two, when I shuffled, these two jumped up together. So
that's interesting.
Yes.
Oh, they're walking their dogs. I love that.
Yeah. And what I got from that was use your own intuition, use your own discretion. don't let someone else's negativity get into your head and make you start wondering whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing or whatever. Just go with the path. Go in the path. And yeah, absolutely. You see all the puppy dogs in there? It's like, what are they doing? They're walking outside with the dogs, like Allyson said. Go outside, hug a pet. There we go.
Okay.
Well, and to go along with what Marina was just saying, I pulled up a snake. Something is something sneaky around you. It just seems to be saying again, faith came up, but that's I look at it. That's that dragon again, as a strength in your faith, so that you can deal with whoever it is that's slinking around behind you. And then I've got magnetism. Whatever it is, your the ability for you to draw upon your strength and your faith magnetizes you to the point that you can keep them away. Whoever it is that's slinking and sliding around behind you, don't let them put those false thoughts in your head that I'm not good enough or I can't do this or that or the other. Blow that off, because this is saying, yeah, you have the ability to do what you want to do. And just go with your faith. Whatever faith you ascribe to, that's what you draw on.
Yeah, sounds good. Everybody read their card? I think they did. Yeah. Grande 7777. I hope that resonated with you. We're going to move into Jules Niner here.
Jules.
Can I also have a card, please? And thank you if you have time. We absolutely have time.
Did you see Arwen the Gray also had a question in there? Avana.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Did I miss somebody?
Arwen the Gray, she had a question.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Cool.
Alrighty, Jules. You've been doing a good job of watching your pennies. It's time to treat yourself. Okay? It's time to say, yeah, I've earned this. So whatever it is that you've got your eye on, go ahead and get it. Yeah, the King of Pentacles, but in this case, yeah, it's a female, and it's funny because when I look at the picture, it reminds me of Maud. Remember Maud?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
sitting there, yeah, and she would say, yeah, that's I've earned this. So whatever it is, go
Please,
ahead.
Walter.
Please. Yeah.
And Jules, okay. Jules, the last for Grande, I got gold. For you, I got silver. And this is fun because Allie joined me back in December for the Power of Color for Christmas. We did silver and gold, so it's interesting. These two cards are coming right up next to each other. So silver, and it says be persistent. So silver, and so with the silver is whatever it is that you're working towards, just stay persistent. Things will work out. The crystal card that I got along with it is the obsidian, angelic transition. And when you look at that, the silver, you think of, silver light, angelic energy. And the card says self essence is empowered in the transition and in the still point. You are always both fire and ice. So even when you look like that, you think of ice as well. So you're strong. You've been through a lot already in life. Your life lessons, and it's just to remind you that you're strong and you got this.
And I'm going to follow up with that because I got the star card, which to me kind of reminds me of silver. And it says, happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, and you're on the right path. So I think that just kind of follows in with Heather's story.
And I got wide open.
There you go.
All kinds of types of opportunities are coming forward to me now. So that's awesome, Jules.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, I pulled a magnet again, so you're being drawn to somebody, but in your life you have someone who loves you a lot, and you're looking to travel together.
Nice.
I mean, it may not be far, maybe just to the next town over or next state over, or whatever, to the beach, to the mountains. But know that wherever you go, you're going with someone who loves you. Oh, to have someone look at you that way, right? Nobody loves like a dog loves. That's actually Lady G's Mr. Max. That's her little boy dog. So he's something else. But yeah, so.
Allyson, what have you got?
In your boundaries. I don't know what part of this life or part of your life this would pertain to. You'll probably know. But either somebody's overstepping their bounds, or you feel, whatever it is. This is just telling you to make sure that you're sticking up for yourself, saying, where your limits are, that kind of thing. This is probably a message for just about anybody to always remember. But yeah, that's what I got.
I got the card, the law of cosmic creation, and it's admonishing you to remember that your thoughts will echo into eternity. So watch your thoughts, because they do manifest. So think good thoughts and put the I am behind it.
And just really quick too, to go with Allyson with the setting the boundaries, another aspect of obsidian is it's a really good protection stone. It's a really good grounding stone. So there are a lot of stone and crystal practitioners who like to keep a piece along with selenite at their door. So when people come in and out, the negativity is absorbed into the obsidian, and the selenite helps cleanse the energy. So that's something too that I just wanted to add to go along with what Allyson has said with her boundaries.
Nice.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Beth. Thank you. All right, Jules Meyer, I hope that resonated. We have now Cat Mama Meows do drop
Cat
in.
Mama.
What can you tell me about the sales of my books this year?
Ooh. Okay, Mozzie. Cat Mama wants a card. You gonna help me? Say Cat Mama. He's on it.
Ooh-wee! The universe is on your side. Look at that.
Nice.
All the planets are lined up for you, Claudia. Woo-hoo.
That's perfect.
Oh, I'm going to go right with, I got the King of Earth, and it says, a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. So there you go.
All right.
For that. Yes.
And I'm going to use the cat. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go.
I was going to say, I got coming to life. So something's really going to be making you happy. So
wonder what?
Woo!
Okay, I'll go next. Just really quick from the color cards, I got red, free yourself from pain, which means relieve any fear or doubt or anything about your books not being successful. Just let go of that fear. And then the other cards I got was determination. There's the light. There's the sun coming over the mountain. Again, death card. Let go of the fear, and know that that creativity that you have, keep it coming. And I just love how a bursting of rays too, along with the sun, with being determined. So everything looks good. Just let go of your fear or your self-doubt. You don't want to put that energy in there. You're going to do good.
And I pulled from the Cat Tarot because we're talking about Cat Mama. And I got the Two of Cups. There you go. See that a little better. Yeah, where they're holding tails. So yeah, you might end up collaborating or coming up with a creative idea to sell the book, or someone might come up with a creative idea to get in there and make it successful. But yeah, that's a good go ahead card.
There's the creativity. Yep, there's the creativity, Marina. Yep.
Well, I started out again with love, with loyalty. People are going to love this book. And I think that in and of itself is going to help it sell well. But just to bring the point home, you're reaching the pinnacle and heights, all the way from man-made to nature-made. Your book is gonna be loved, and it's gonna reach the heights with it. So that's what I'm saying for you.
Did everybody read?
I didn't. I'll go.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
The same situation. So I just pulled one card and I got the Ace of Pentacles. Same message. It's going to do well.
Nice. All right, everybody. Thank you. I hope that resonated, Cat Mama. Here we go for Arwen the Gray. I would like to know if I have any messages.
Bye, Allie. Have a good night.
Yes. Yeah, Allie.
Yeah. And I think maybe for the last question here is we've got actually there was two. You guys decide. There was one from Rose Hogan saying hi from Ireland. I would love a card. Lovely to see everyone. Much love to all. And Sammy Bernhain, could you help looking into the relationship with my son, please? So maybe.
And there's Rossi's Den. Hello, ladies. Can I have a message from Spirit? Yeah. Do I have to give?
Oh,
so those are the last three then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So no more.
Yeah. No more. Yep.
No more questions, please. Actually,
so, Arwen the Gray.
I'm going to put that in there while you guys do that first.
The card that I got for you is the Emperor card. It says organization and logic, structure and discipline, and leadership. So it sounds like you may be ready to really move forward on something. And if you are, this may be a good time to move forward with it. You have the structure, you have the discipline, and the leadership. So that's the Emperor, which also happens to be Archangel Michael. So there you go.
Oh, and I got why. And it says, why, when you are clear about it, your intention will be a magnet for miracles. So your intention, that's why you ask why you're doing something. I'm a little blurry. So that's fantastic. Ask why and set your intentions thusly. Wow, I can't get unfocused.
Yeah, well,
it's all that energy coming off of you. The spirit of the power of the spirits.
I pull the pathway. If you follow the path, your knowledge will let you know what it is you need to know. But you have to keep following your path to increase your knowledge so that whatever it is that you've got coming up, you'll be able to handle no problems. Because the more you know what to do or know about the situation and you stick to your path, the better you're going to be.
Val, you're clear now. Did you want to show that last card? Did you have another one?
Oh, no, I did it. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, that was
okay.
just that one card, the why. That setting your intentions and knowing why makes it powerful.
I saw the peace card, so I didn't know if that was a part of your reading.
No.
And patience. Just patience. So, if things don't work out as quickly as you would like them to, it doesn't mean that they're not going to happen. It just means it will happen when it is for the best possible outcome from you and everyone else. So, yeah, I echo what the others have said. And just Be patient. Have faith and be patient.
Okay. Allison's still shuffling, so I'll go next. I got 2 red cards. Rose, which means attracting a relationship. And that doesn't necessarily mean an intimate one. It could be a friendship, even though usually the reds do represent a more sensual, sexual relationship, an intimate one. This could also represent to learning to love yourself as well. But whichever one, it has to do with relationships. I don't know if you're looking to attract a relationship or this is just a message of one that is coming. And then I got the Garnet card, which is soul witness. So moving from the survive to thrive mode. So you're allowing yourself possibly now to let go of any, again, fears or self-doubts and that fear base of just, okay, you all of a sudden you may feel like you've just been barely surviving, but now is a time to thrive. And that kind of energy can and will attract really positive relationships, including possibly yourself. So I'll just leave that and let that how it resonates with you.
Allyson, did you read?
No, and I just now threw because oh God, I don't know if any of you guys saw. I got this Alice in Wonderland deck, and as cute as it is, the cards stick together like crazy. So I would not buy this deck if anybody's. It shuffles really nice, but like the way I pull cards.
Baby powder, maybe a little bit.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Cornstarch.
Or cornstarch.
There's actually called fanning powder, which is what you're supposed to use on cards. I haven't bought it, but yeah, it's all right. I'm Rider Waite person anyhow. But it's just kind of annoying. So yeah, so I didn't even get a chance to really look at this, and I would have gotten clarifiers, but I'll just tell you what I got. So, and again, we don't have any subject here. It's just like a general, any message.
Yeah.
So I got something in the past where there was some sort of not getting along, bickering, fighting, something like that. 5 of Wands with whoever. I mean, obviously, I have no idea who this would be. Here in the present, you're moving out of that because of something that you've invested in elsewhere or in some other way in your life in relation to whatever this is, right? Or contrary to that, I would say. And that's exactly what you should be doing. Ace of Wands here. The outcome, you'll have to balance out in some sort of way, but it's going to be better than whatever this was in the past. This could be work. This could be, I feel like it is. Doesn't feel like a relationship. I'm not getting that at all. This feels more like either, it could be even something that you were trying to do, like be part of or invest in, like maybe an interest that just, this doesn't have to be like with people. This can be inner conflict. And I'm also kind of feeling that. So I don't know, but whatever this thing was that didn't really work out, you're contemplating, or maybe you already are going towards something different, and you've already participated or invested in this in some way already. And that's what Spirit is saying. Yep, that's what you need to be doing. You might have to make some adjustments to make it work. And again, I don't feel like this is a relationship. It could be, and if it is, then it is. But I feel like this is either work related or more creatively, especially because I got so many wands here. But take it how it resonates if it does. So, but that's what I got.
All right. Thank you, Allyson. I think everybody read for Arwen the Grey. I hope that resonated. We now have Rossi's Den. Hello, ladies. Can I have a message from Spirit? Do I have the gift? I will be right back. I got to let my dog in.
Okay.
The dog has
on that bark.
On that bark.
Oh, and one other random thing I want to throw out here, ladies. We should all chat, any of us, like off camera, or maybe we could do a FaceTime or whatever, about anybody has decks that they love. Like maybe we, could like get together on that. Like if you have a deck that you think is a great deck that doesn't resonate with you, kind of thing.
Oh, that doesn't resonate.
Like swappies or
Oh,
I
that's a
don't
good
know.
idea.
It's an idea because I have several that are fabulous, but I'm just not digging them. So just want to put that.
oh yeah.
I can't be the only one. There's no way.
We're gonna have to do that. I have a couple of decks that I got that.
I know a lot of you like to buy decks, and it's like I don't even really do that, but I've still managed to have a few that are not my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't know till you play with them.
Yeah.
Well, I just got this one in today, so I haven't even had a time.
It's
A
fun.
deck of character, yeah. I just got it. I haven't cleansed them yet, so I'm not using them yet.
It's
can go,
awesome what Val
I
you
got-
said on her tarot show with Scott and Allyson. She'll pull out the character deck, and oh my god, it's like
Yeah,
spot on every time.
I got
Sorry, Val.
a new dawn, and this is about the worst is now behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. This is from the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck. So, you know, I think you're going to be having some great things coming forward.
Yeah, and I'm going to follow Val because I got the World card, and it's Archangel Michael, and it says, a job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path toward enlightenment. So do you have the gift? I mean, we all have the gift, but it looks like you're wrapping up one something is wrapping up, but you're moving towards this path of enlightenment. So there you go. I hope that resonates.
And I'm just going to put right in there. The first card I got out was enjoy clear hearing.
Oh,
So
nice.
there's the purple. So I'm not sure if you're connecting more with clairaudience, but also mauve purples. That's your higher chakra. That's where the messages start to come in through from spirit. And I pulled tourmaline, soul spark. All is possible.
Oh, nice.
So those two right together, I would say yes. You know,
Absolutely. And I shuffled the deck, I swear, and I got patience again. So yeah, things are starting to happen. And after patience, look, I got voyage. So yeah, you're going on a voyage to fulfillment. So absolutely.
nice.
There is, yeah, you are on your way. And yes, you do have the gift. Just be patient with yourself. It will come when it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I had to change decks. The other one just wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, Allyson, are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So I drew from Stephen Farmer's vintage deck, Power Animal Oracle cards,
Oh,
and
I
then
love that.
Flowers of the Night because of what you asked. I mean, you got to use certain or to get information.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Raccoon, which talks about you having everything you need, all the resources you need, which obviously it's just more a matter of figuring out what it is, right? And then I also got Coyote, which is talking about accepting your follies and finding the teaching in them. So if you tried anything and it wasn't really your shtick, you know, it's just not your avenue of whatever it is, spirituality. And then I got Affinity from Flowers the Oracle, which was exactly what I was thinking. You need to, and you probably have already done this. What is it that, this is so simple, but it's like, you know, what is it that, what are you most drawn to in all of this kind of stuff?
Yep.
What is it that yeah, what is it mediumship? Is it, you know, is it tarot card reading? Is it do you know things? Do you hear things? I mean, there's so many different directions. And then this says readiness. So it is there, whatever it is. Maybe you're like me and you already know that you should probably be meditating, but you just, oh my gosh, you know, you just can't. And like me, I can't be still. It's all I can do to stay in this chair. So I don't know, but it's there. I don't have an answer for you, dear. but it is there. I would just say going back to, also this was here too. This says honor your soul's purpose, which it's like, duh, yeah, that's what you're trying to do. But I'm really being drawn to the color on this card and this blue into indigo. I'm starting to get more stuff like that I never used to. But so yeah, I think you need to do the meditation. And it'll come to you, or if there's something that leave it at that. Just
Sounds
there.
good.
You gotta figure out what your avenue is. And of course you have the gift. We all do. There's nobody that doesn't. It's just figuring out what it
That's true.
yeah.
And like Marina said, having patience with yourself
Yeah.
and with meditation. I mean, it doesn't have to be sitting in a lotus position and completely clearing your mind. It's just taking sometimes a couple deep breaths, sitting for just a few minutes, and just allowing whatever comes into your mind, whether it's a word, an image, you know.
Mine walking in the woods.
Nice. Shari,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Shari.
Everybody go on but me?
No
Okay.
personal calls while you're at work, eh?
Yeah.
Well, it was my brother. He hadn't gotten home yet, and he was calling to make sure I had fed his child. I was like, yes, we fed your child. You have dinner waiting too, so just come home.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing I pulled was do your research. It's trust versus validation. You have to trust what you think you know. Because then I pulled clairvoyant abilities.
Nice.
So you already know you've got a gift. You're already feeling it.
Yeah.
You're just not trusting it yet.
Question.
Yeah.
You've got to open up to that and trust. And you do that by expanding your knowledge, doing your research. Talk to people who also have the gift. Ask them what their experiences are. How did they know that they started seeing things or hearing things or just knowing things, or is it more of just feeling something? We all have different abilities. We all have them to different levels depending on where we're at in our spiritual walk. No two people, no two psychics are the same.
True.
We're all different. So your job is to do your research on it, figure out what you already know, and then go with that and trust yourself. Seek validation with whatever it is that you think you're in that path, and talk to others, that also have gifts. And they might do or say something that ding, ding, ding rings that bell. And you're like, that's what I was waiting to hear.
Yeah. All right.
So.
Thanks, Shari. Yeah. Rossi said, I hope that resonated. We have two more questions. We have one with Rose Hogan. Hi from Ireland. I would love a card. Lovely to see everyone. Much love to all.
I did Ancestry, and I have family back in that from Ireland. So very cool. I hope to visit someday.
Yeah, I've got family from Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, France. We just a smorgasbord, as my mother used to put it.
Heinz 57 is what my mom used to call it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rose, I pulled a card for you. I got the 2 of Fire. It says, you've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. Sounds to me like whatever path you're on, you're really feeling very solid on that path. It took some time to get there, to come into your own, to grow and get onto that path. But it sounds like you're going in the right direction and continue to move forward. So that's the card that I got for you.
And I'll follow that up with wish wisely.
Yes.
So, and this talks about, it says on here, use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. So, absolutely. what you're doing is what you should be doing, and just wish wisely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Jules Niner.
So I'm just going to go really quick. I pulled from my Oracle Wisdom of Avalon, and it's really interesting, Rose, because pretty much half the deck is, you know, animals or people, and I kept shuffling, and I pulled like 5 cards, and they were all part of the pathways, which is those type of cards. So I'm like, okay, so we don't get, people, place, but we do get specific words. So right now I'm going through, I get burden, fear, and protection. So with the first 3 cards, I'm feeling like there's something that needs to be let go of. Healthy boundaries need to be in place, and to release these burdens. Fear is something that really needs to be released. And also that came out was forgiveness and communication. So through something that, this is either in the past, recent past, or what, but there is just a lot of fears, a lot of burdens that you've been holding on to. And the best thing, what's recommending is creating healthy boundaries and learning through forgiveness and communication to release those fears and those burdens. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
And mine dovetails into that nicely because it's weight of the world. And it's boundaries and let go. It's not yours to carry. So what are you carrying that isn't yours?
Perfect.
And let go of those things. And let go of things that you no longer really should even have in your mind as something to worry about. Look at that and let go.
Okay, and I got, are you through, Val?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I pulled Imrama. It's where are you being called to journey to? Because wherever it is, you're already doing it. You're already on the path. You're already on your way. It talks about stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Keep following the journey that you're being called to go on. And don't think so much. Don't question it so much. Just do it. And you may be surprised at what you find along the way or at the end or both.
Allyson?
Yes, ma'am. So, very much the same message. I got frog, which is all about purification. Clear out the clutter. From my, why can't I ever remember the name of this? I say it constantly. Trust Your Vibes deck. I got Aura Cleanse, which is cleaning out your own stuff. And then the Flowers of the Night, I got Release. They're all saying the same thing.
Yep.
So you would know where the supplies in your life, especially as strongly as this is coming through. But yeah, the message is, it's about letting go of whatever this thing is, this stuff is, people, whatever it is. It's time to let go of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Allyson. Rose, I hope that resonated with you. And this is the last question for tonight. Sammy Burhane, could you help looking into the relationship with my son, please? Sammy, the card that I got for you is the 3 of Fire. This is, it says abundance. Things look very good. but have patience at this time and make long-term plans. I'm getting the feeling from the Three of Fire. Have patience and kind of step back. Your ships will come in, things will get better, and you do have you just need to stay patient, stay a step back, but keep things in your view. Keep the relationship in view, whatever that energy is or however that relationship is, but have patience and that things will get better. So that's what I got.
Mine mirrors that, but mine says triumph. And really, you can see somebody going forward on their path. This is the chariot in the tarot, but this is about somebody you're moving forward, no matter what, and things will all work out. So, don't worry about it. Be patient, definitely.
Okay, and since it's your son that you're asking about, the card I drew says break the chain. It says ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. And then I drew Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So you're not alone in this. Whatever the issue is, you've got divine help there waiting to help you out. And then we ended up with you're already doing it. So just keep going with what you're doing. Just keep trusting in spirit and in your faith that whatever path you're taking with this is the right one. And again, talk to your ancestors. Maybe have them talk to him in whatever subtle way, because it is saying, help in subtle terms. So it may be time for you to talk to your ancestors and say, okay, you need to go start putting a bug in his ear about this, that, or the other, whatever the issue is, so that maybe the problem can be resolved by him saying, you know what, I'm really thinking I need to do A, B, or C, which is what you were already telling him to do anyway. He just needs to think that he thought of it himself. That's why you call on your ancestors. So I hope that resonated with you.
And I got movement, reflection, and faith. So ultimately, have faith that things are going to work out. You maybe need to back off a little and let him find things out on his own, or let him do things on his own, because I'm feeling like you're trying to control him just a little too much, and kind of saying, look, I'm the mom, I've gone through these things, you have to listen to me. He will eventually. It's just like Shari said, just he's let him find out his way, and then he will willingly come to you and say, okay, mom, now I'm ready to listen. But it ultimately works out, so you're golden.
Okay. Is it okay if I go next, or you want to go, Allyson?
Go ahead.
Okay. So Sammy, I pretty much got similar cards to everybody. One of the ones, of course, was there's the conflict that came right up. I'm using the Star Rune deck by Kristen Louise, and so I got conflict. Now, their strength, and I love how she uses strength for crying. I know this is upsetting you. This is making you very sad, but just be strong. Like Marina was saying, this is smashed because I wasn't quite sure how to approach this card. Thank you, Marina, because you were able to help me figure this one out. So power. So sometimes parents try to power over their children. That I'm right. You have to listen to me. It it just seems like that there might be a little too much mom energy. A little maybe too much overprotection, too much. Yeah, we'll just leave that there because he needs to find his own path. The shaman's path is represents, but does there mean that he's going to be a shaman? But just he's got to find himself, his spiritual path. He needs to connect with himself who he is. And the card that ties him all together with everybody else so far is Rado, the quest. So there he is. He's riding. He's got to find himself. He's going on his own vision quest, discovery of self. And there's the horse, like the chariot and the others. He just needs to find who he is. And I'm sure, eventually the conflict will, it'll clear itself up. But he needs to find out who he is. I'll leave it at that.
Thanks, Heather. Allyson?
Yeah. A question. Do you guys know who Sammy is?
I do not.
No.
I mean, do we know that Sammy is male or female? We don't know, do we?
No, we don't.
I don't personally know. No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this reading could be my cards could be interpreted two different ways depending on who it's for. But let's just
Okay.
assume that this is her son. So anyways, in the past, I had him coming up. Coming up as King of Cups. So actually, all right. So King of Cups, Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles. What I think what it looks like is going on here, if this is from his perspective, and I clarified the King of Cups with the Five of Pentacles. He's, he has a lot of obviously, if you're his mother or even his father, he has emotion for you, love for you. He's not showing it. He's not expressing it. He's dealing with his own stuff. He's Five of Pentacles inside. He's going through something himself, whatever this is. He is taking the action of moving away from this conflict or whatever it is that's going on with the two of you to deal with his own stuff. Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles is the outcome. I do think that you guys are going to come back together. When, I have no idea. I don't do timeline stuff at all. I don't even try. I don't even really can, to be perfectly honest. But anyways, Page of Wands, clarified by the Three of Wands. This is going to be, what he should be doing. I mean, that's the advice or whatever. But the outcome, Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Ace of Cups. Yes, you'll get him back. I don't even think this is personal. Obviously, this is a short spread. I don't know if this is male, female. We don't even know. Not that it matters, but I do typically read gender. Sorry, guys. I just do. It helps me with reading. But I don't know. I do feel like this is him. I don't know what the details are. I don't know if you guys are like not talking or if you just feel like he's moving away emotionally or if you guys are fighting. You don't really have any details here, but I do feel like based on these cards, whatever this movement away from you is, it's going to come back. You'll get him back. I would pull, just based on this, pull your energy back. He will come back to you. Just, having, availability to be there as the parent, whether you're the mother or the father. And, just, answer the phone when it rings, obviously, with the emails, whatever, whenever they come, but they'll come and he'll come around at some point.
I agree. Thank you, ladies.
Personal. This is his own stuff. I don't even feel like this is between you and your child. This is something he's going through. That's what I'm getting off of this. All right, I'm done.
That's okay. I hope that resonated. Ladies, it's almost been 2 hours. I think we're going to wrap it up if that's okay. I am going to. I thank everyone for being in the chat tonight and for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, it was a very fun evening.
And a wonderful topic too.
So
as always,
we're going to say good night. See you guys next
Good
time.
night,
We'll be
y'all.
back next week.
Bye.
See you next week on whose channel?
Mine. Well, I have to, someone will have to host me, but
I can do it, or Val can do it, or whoever.
End the broadcast.
All right.
One of us will do it.